This is trail cam. You can spot it there in the picture just left of center on the tree. I checked it the other day and the batteries were still good and there's still room in the card because I had it set just to take snapshots rather than video. And there were 600 and some shots on there, and I perused through a bunch, but near as I can figure, about every third shot was a big bear walking down this trail in May and June. And it was probably male bears, and that's their mating season, and they're on the prowl. I didn't see that many bear shots after, and I set it for video, so now that we're here at the cabin, I'll check it every once in a while and see if we have any bears in the area, but I haven't seen any fresh sign. But here's a little sampling of what's been walking by. This picture's just a little too blurry to tell, but it could be the lynx again with the big feet and the dark tip on that tail. And I may have had Big Red here on a video a few years ago on this same beaver dam, but can't tell for sure, but he's certainly a nice color. Pretty dry up here this year, so the water's really low. It's a good chance to show how this. Now right behind me, that high rise, that's the beaver dam berm that they built up over the years. But as this is the proof, you can see that the creek flows right through here, and there was a bridge that went across because this was the old road. One old timer told me they put the beaver dam right on top of the road through here, and they sure did. And this is you don't see this very often because it's usually underwater, but this is the old bridge structure from, oh my gosh, what are we talking? Probably built close to 100 years ago. Having kind of an early supper tonight, but I think I might go out and try to mow a few trails. Whoa! Potatoes got a little crispy, but I think they're probably going to still be pretty good. Burger to go along. Plenty of pepper on that, so I think we're pretty good. Oh yeah, crispy but good. My device is flashing green. That means I have mail. This is a Garmin InReach 600i. It's what I use now instead of a satellite phone. Bonnie likes it because she can just send me messages when she has to. Works really great. Let's see what's going on here. Oh, this is what's okay. Well, that's not from Bonnie at all. This is from Drone Man David. Says he hopes to show up around noon today. Really nice thing. Then I'm not out wandering 5 miles from the cabin when somebody shows up. Got some chores far and wide to get done. I got most of the lawn mowed yesterday. Again, I really like these mowers that I take, and I cut that front off, and it's not quite OSHA approved because you can easily put your foot under there and chop some toes off, but it really helps for mowing that tall stuff because it just doesn't push it over, it cuts it right off. And I got the other one out on the trail, I've used it quite a bit. I think I got a third one at home I want to get running because it's really nice to have them sitting in different places every couple miles out here. And then, anyway, it really does a good job. I mowed down that one beaver dam yesterday with that tall canary grass, and this makes for a really nice walk. One reason I wanted to check on here, I wanted to see what day it was, and you know, you're going to be watching this a while in the future because I can't load things here at the cabin for the internet, but it is Sunday, September the 17th, so that's the one thing I wanted to make sure on. Got a lot of days left yet. These pancakes are a little dry. They're from a couple days ago, but I was going to make up a fresh one this morning for myself and maybe make one for my little fans out here. Today's plan, I want to take the cart out to the vehicle and bring in another load. And I have to get the big saw fired up because I got a really big log out there to cut off the trail. A big white pine went down right across the trail. And you know, it's kind of dry up here, so some of the animals and birds are having a hard time. That's for the first time ever. That was a kingfisher that we just heard fly through here. And I think it's probably trying to find some more water to go fishing. Because most of the beaver ponds are really, well, they're dry. Obviously, there's no fish in them or no minnows anymore because there's just stagnant little water down there. So, anyway, when I heard that, I thought, anyway, kingfisher, first time. Surprise, surprise. Yeah, it's a cool morning, but it's supposed to heat up the next couple of days, so I want to try and get some of my more strenuous chores done. And then long-range forecast, well, they keep saying there's going to be a lot of rain coming here after the next, oh, we got another 3 days of dry, and then they said all across the whole country virtually going to have a lot of rain, so we'll see. I got enough raincoats, we can work with it. I think this Canada Jay is flying around here. I think it's a young one of this year. It doesn't like to come in yet, so what I do is I just kind of, when he's looking, I'll pitch something out there to the side and they come right in. There's the morning workout done. Probably kind of messed up. I mean, Drillman David said he'd be here about noon. I think if I'd stalled off about a half hour, he might have come along. And not that I needed any help hauling that cart in, but I had a half a dozen big trees. One was a big white pine that big around that I had to cut some chunks out of and get rolled off the trail. When I came in the other day, I was able to get my cart around through the woods on the sides, but I wanted to get it cleaned up, so I had the big 24-inch bar on this chainsaw anyway. Now, as I look at my cart here, there's more projects. A string trimmer to take care of some of the final things out on Hawks Pond. Got a screen tent I brought back in, and I got that aluminum foil and that stovepipe inside. So I got the pieces here. I'm going to try to, maybe some rainy days coming up, I'll fashion maybe a new pipe for that. I brought in some Diet Cokes. Got two 20-pound tanks of propane, so pretty well all the supplies are in. And if I come back again about the time the snow flies or before, shouldn't have to bring in much in. There's always more though. I do want to get, we keep talking about the guest cabin. You know, it gets put off, but I keep whittling away, and that's why the big saw's here this time. And I got a nice ladder bringing in for the rail of the Alaskan sawmill set up. I hope to get cutting a little lumber before I go this time. But get enough logs, and again, I think kind of looking at the fall of 2024 maybe to start bringing that cabin up in the air. I think it'd be nice. I don't need a cabin, but it'd be nice to have a spot for people that come back. They worry about me being here or something like that. Well, if that guest cabin was over there, people could always know there's always a place to stay. We'll get it fixed up nice, get a stove in there. I've been picking up more things all the time. I picked up some nice commercial doors at an auction a few weeks ago that have all the glass, like something like this, only a super heavy duty. Those doors must weigh 125 pounds a piece. That'll be really nice for something, some light in. And of course, we'll have to have a wooden door to keep the bears from crashing in, but all part of the plan. Already at home, I got a nice skylight to put in the roof, and I think I got a nice window, nice Anderson window that'll fit in there nice someplace. And though it may not seem like we're getting anywhere in that guest cabin, but things are being gathered so that when we do have the cabin raising, it'll be ready to go. I better get unloaded. This homemade cart has certainly served me well. For those of you who don't know, there's an old video on the channel here about the construction of the bike that kind of dedicates to it. It talks all about it, but basically it's two kids' heavy-duty jumping bikes, whatever you want to call them. They're kind of extra heavy tires and extra heavy frame, and they're attached together and put a thing to pull it in the front. It's pulled a lot of tons in here over the years. I've had a request for a high quality photo of me feeding the Canada jays, so Drone Man David has brought up the little camera here to try to get a quality shot.
Camera.
So, well,
Pocket camera.
I think he could have taken it from home 100 miles away with the size of that lens. David's trying to get pictures of the Canada jay's eyeballs. Got enough limbs there to do the job. No, these are my cookies. Pancakes for you. No, mine. You don't want to give up, do you? No. I gave in. they've had a pretty busy day being models. Drone man David showed up with a big camera. We tried to get some special still shots of me feeding the Canada jays. So again and again they got their free handouts. Then as David and I were just sitting around after that, guy come walking up and I said, "Do I know you?" And he says, "No." And I said, "Oh, good. I thought maybe I forgot somebody." But his name was Seth, and he's over by Grand Forks. They watched my videos, and he knew about the place, and he had enough information that he found his way in. Worked out well.